up. The Winter Olympics are in Pyeongchang. Opening ceremonies are 1 week from tonight. There will be 18 athletes competing who have Pac-12 ties. 4 of those hail from the University of Colorado. The Buff ski team, of course, one of the premier programs in the country. Head coach Richard Rokos has produced 8 NCAA titles, 42 individual champions, and 220 All-Americans during his time in Boulder. But far more impressive than any stat or trophy is the harrowing story of how Rokos got to the Rockies nearly 3 decades ago.
Switched last spring when he initially tested.
Might be inside, wow.
He kind of like epitomizes what it means to be a Colorado skier.
Coach Richie has a special energy.
He wants to push us in a way that lets us grow as people.
That'll be big turn.
And it's kind of crazy that Richie's been here longer than I've been alive.
Colorado ski coach Richard Rokos is a legend in Boulder.
Awesome training.
Now, in his 28th season as the head coach of the Buffalo ski team, Rokos is currently the longest tenured coach in Colorado athletics.
I hired Richard as the head coach. That was really an easy decision. He's made it happen over a long period of time, and that's how you define success.
During his time at CU, Rokos has led the Buffs to 8 NCAA championships.
Buffs are the team to beat.
But as incredible as his skiing accomplishments are, Rokos' journey to Boulder is even more remarkable. Born in 1950 in Czechoslovakia, Rokos fell in love with skiing from a young age and quickly became one of the country's top skiers.
Brno, my hometown, was industrial city in middle of rolling hills. I live there, I have an address there, but most of the time I was in the mountain.
But as Rokos was ascending as an athlete and coach, Czechoslovakia's communist regime was tightening its grip.
Obviously, a requirement from my superiors was to promote communism. Regarding ideology, I disregarded the whole thing. You know, it was very difficult to obey it and follow it, and it was forced on us every day. So we decided to leave the country.
In 1980, Rokos and his family packed up their belongings and headed to the Austrian border, risking imprisonment if they were caught escaping.
You know, we were thinking mostly about our daughter. You know, we have her here, we are all together. If we make it, we'll make it all together. If we don't, we'll be in trouble.
With the future of his family hanging in the balance, Richard, his wife, and their 1-year-old daughter anxiously approached the checkpoint. Fate was with the Rokos family that day as they made it across the border and headed to freedom.
At that very moment, that's just a matter of doing it and hoping for best.
After spending a year in an Austrian refugee camp, in 1981, Rokos and his family received American visas and left for Detroit, Michigan to start a new life together.
No plans. That's a beauty of it. You know, you don't know what will happen next day or day after. The next 10 years, we spent learning language, adapting to existing society, lifestyle, everything. And I think there was most exciting part of my life.
As he adapted to life in Detroit, Rokos still longed for the mountains. So he and his family once again packed their bags, this time for Colorado. In 1987, Rokos landed on his feet in Boulder, becoming an assistant coach at the University of Colorado.
Welcome to Boulder.
3 years later, he was named head coach and went on to win a national championship in his first year.
National Collegiate Men's and Women's Skiing Championship Trophy will be presented to the Buffaloes.
And then they'll go again and again.
I think to be in ski racing, you have to be a dreamer. I think to be in sport, you have to be a dreamer. But I think Richie kind of takes it another step, and he's more of a visionary and sees it sees the big picture.
Like knowing that Richie came here, leaving like his whole life behind, that's impressive. And then I think he wants to build that over in us, to know that you guys have like all these opportunities. Like, don't be scared, always just work hard and it will work out.
He's like the first coach that I've really worked with that brings us really together as a family. At times it's almost less about the skiing and more about us as a team.
It's a long season. I didn't have any expectation to be here for 30 years at that time. In the end of it, you can say that this place is your home because everybody are members of your family.
5 on 3, 1, 2, 3, pass!